You're listening to the Bleach Brothers podcast, hosted by B-Word and Jake.
Hello and welcome to the Bleach Brothers podcast. This is B-Word. Jake, you there?
Sorry, it's me, Jake the hater.
Oh,
I just wanted to make a loud noise.
Well, you know what, man? At least you're not screaming into the mic.
Well, here's why. Here's what's happened. So, like you were bringing us in, and so when we hit record, little behind the curtain for everybody, I have to say silent because my track's recording and I can't do anything. And I hear this clicking noise, and I have a clock in my office, and I've never had my office be so quiet that that's all I could hear, and it was bothering me.
Well, that's really stupid. I'm just going to say that right now.
I know. That's fine.
But to reveal behind the curtain a little bit more, and I'm not talking about showing the bush. I'm talking about actual legit production stuff. I could always delete your noise out.
I know. Well, I don't think it's in the mic. It was bothering my brain. Is what I'm saying. But Bush, hold on. Now you got my brain on Bush. I'm going to ask you something.
Okay.
Do you like Bush? Are you like pro Bush?
Are we talking about
no,
the yard being mowed, or are we talking about like
trimming the hedges?
California forests right now?
Whatever you desire. Tell me the kind of bush you like.
I like a manicured bush.
Okay. Like the landing strip?
Yeah, or a little Hitler, little Nazi patch right above the.
That's not a way to describe that, viewer. Never do that again. Out of all the things in life, when we're describing such a beautiful thing as a nice, trim, manicured kitten, you do not say Hitler. Nothing in life is better with Hitler. Just remember that's a Jake.
Okay,
so that I will give you forever.
So we'll call it the Charlie Chaplin or whatever.
You call it or the Michael Jordan when he did it.
Did Michael Jordan have the little Hitler?
Oh yeah, he did that for even in the new documentary with The Last Dance. Watch it, watch it back again. He has it.
Oh, I'll have to circle back on that because that's. Yeah. I mean, Michael Jordan's always had more or less somewhat of a mustache. I just didn't know that he had the quote unquote Charlie Chaplin. When it comes to the bush, there needs to be a little bit of an identifying factor that, that you're not a child. So there has to be something down there, But as far as do you have to go in there with a weed whacker and get rid of it? I don't think that's the case. But last episode we talked a little bit about the California fires. Really, I'd like to see the state of California go in there and trim the bushes a little bit more and create some defensible space. I mean, And defensible space when it comes to bushes is just kind of nice, if you know what I mean.
I like it all. I don't care.
You like to floss your teeth with the bush?
I don't care if it's Axl Rose, Welcome to the Jungle. I don't care if it's just Bears, Antarctica. I like that whole region. And variety, just whatever. As long as it's clean and good, I'm happy. But speaking of stupid decisions like your Hitler thing, my 12-year-old, I think, likes me again, which is great.
Okay.
She came home, back to my place, because split custody with my oldest. And she goes, "Hey, Dad, I want to watch the third Fear Street because we've been watching those movies."
Oh, on
together.
Netflix.
She goes, "I want to watch that with you."
Okay.
All right. So earlier in the day, because she told me that in the morning, I was like, "Yeah, we'll do that tonight after your younger siblings go to bed. It's the end of the night because Katie's at work, and we'll throw on the movie, throw on some snacks, and finish out the evening." So we go to the store, and I've realized something about my 12-year-old daughter. She is a person that buys the stupidest candy. And I'm not saying just because she buys candy, but you remember there's normal candy, right? Like a Baby Ruth, a Snickers, Starburst, that stuff.
Okay.
And then you have the other genre of the unknowables or some people like them but not everybody. And then the third genre is why do they even make that and who the hell eats that? And my daughter is that person, and it makes me feel bad.
What kind of candy did she get?
She didn't. It's not even it's a candy. It's you remember Warheads? Remember those sour
the gummies?
They make they had hard candies and gummies. They make a spray that you spray it in your mouth like Banaka and it's sour. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
why would you do that?
we're in the candy aisle, and I go, get whatever you guys want. And so her sister goes and picks out something, and her brother candy. And then I look at Lila, and I think she's buying Banaka. And I get in the car, I go, why'd you buy Banaka? She goes, oh, I didn't. It's sour blue raspberry warhead spray.
And so like you just spray it in your mouth and like
you spray it in your mouth, and that's it. And I just look at her and go, why would you buy? But also, she's also that kid. Remember when they make like that red goo that's just like sugar syrup?
Yeah.
She buys that crap and just sucks it out of a container.
See, that reminds me when I was a kid and when you were a kid. Do you remember when they would have, it was like a green container in the shape of a nose, and it was called Snot?
No. I do not remember that. That sounds terrible.
So basically, there was this candy that was in like a plastic nose. It was see-through, and it was green. And then you would squeeze it like a toothpaste container, and it would have like the snot come out. And like you would actually like, almost just like toothpaste, you would just like line your tongue with it. And it was
disgusting.
like right? Like that was nasty. That was nasty. I never really enjoyed that sort of stuff, but I've never like sprayed candy in my mouth that way. That's
no.
odd.
I mean, it made me think of like Willy Wonka Crackhead edition. Like they didn't come up with good ideas, and so I just look at her. So then we're watching the movie, and I'm watching her just spray this candy in her mouth, and I'm thinking, or spray. It's not even candy. It's just spray. She's just spraying sugar.
Just flavored spray.
So then all of a sudden she gets this brilliant idea. Kids, it's funny to watch them like think and go through things, even though no matter what age. So look at her. She's got a glass of water on the table.
Okay.
And she leans forward and she looks at the water, and then she looks at her spray. And it's like watching when like a discovery's made, like a light bulb went off. And also she starts spraying the shit out of this water, like just all in there, and the water's turning blue. And then she starts laughing and looks at me and goes, "This is gonna be great." And she takes a sip. She goes, "Oh, it's not bad. Smell it." So I smell it. Then she sprays like 9 more times and goes, "It's terrible now." I'm like, yeah, what the hell did you think was going to happen? The worst part is we watch the movie. She goes to bed. I wake up. All the stuff's still on the dining room table when I come downstairs in the morning, that blue water of death. But she buys the dumbest candy. I mean, I love my kid, but God, I need to train her. I need to help her. Because like, what kind of candy do you like, B-Word?
To be honest with you, man, like my candy preferences range a little bit. Like lately, so I went to the gas station the other day, and I was getting a couple things actually out of the convenience store part of it.
Okay.
And right up at the front counter, they actually had Nerds, and I hadn't had Nerds in like years.
Yeah.
And so I got the little package of Nerds, and then I realized how hard it is to eat it.
Right? I don't like Nerds. I choke on them.
I like Nerds, but in all fairness, Jake, you choke on quite a bit. But anyway, back to candy. So with Nerds, it's just one of those things that it's like it's too hard to consume. But I do like Butterfingers, like chocolate type stuff.
Okay.
Twizzlers Pull and Peel is probably something that I haven't had in a while, but
garbage.
Every once in a while, it's got to be that. But if I'm going to go to the movie theater, I like Reese's Pieces.
Ooh, I love Reese's Pieces.
They're good. You call them Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
They're Reese's.
I know. I've gotten this argument with you. They're the Pieces of the Reese's.
No. You can look behind you after you get off the toilet and go, "Oh, look, feces pieces," but you can't do that with Reese's Pieces.
You know why I have feces pieces? Because I ate some Reese's Pieces earlier at the theater. No,
what kind of candy do you go for?
I go through phases too. Sometimes it's like, all right, I want the fruity candy, so if I do that, I get Skittles or Starburst. Top contenders always. Chocolate. I'm a Baby Ruth fan.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I like the turd bar. I like the big old nasty turd bar.
The turd bar is more like a payday, isn't it?
Oh. No, that's just a nutty goodness. That's a good bar, too. So there's candy that when you become an adult, that's what payday is. Payday is like the adult candy. Like, you know what I mean? You hit a certain age, you're like, yeah, that's the healthiest of the bunch.
No, I think adult candy is more of a dark chocolate.
That's high end. I'm talking like when you're an adult though, and you're in a convenience store and you're looking around going, "Oh, I don't want to be that bad." Oh, payday. It's pretty much just peanuts. It just makes you feel better about yourself. Twix. I'm a huge Twix fan.
Are you a left Twix or a right Twix?
I'm a right Twix. Right everything.
Have you seen where they actually measure like the white chocolate Twix next to the chocolate Twix?
No, I don't like white chocolate.
So I'll post this on the sites when after the episode posts.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually have measured the white Twix next to the chocolate Twix. and the white Twix is not nearly as long, and I feel
That makes
attacked.
sense. That's just like real life, bro. That's the way it is. Just deal with it. No, back to that though. I like so I go through phases too, but I have certain ones I always go to. Like I used to be a big Charleston Chew fan, or remember when they used to do the big Laffy Taffy bars
Yeah.
with the monsters on it, I like that. But when I'm at the theater, my favorite candy is the chocolate covered cookie dough bites.
Oh, those are good. Those are good.
I like those.
Those are
So I'm
good.
a popcorn, cookie dough bites, and then a regular soda type guy. I'm set. That's all I need. But I did have a new one recently when me and my wife went on the camping trip that we talked about last episode.
The glamping trip.
The glamping trip. I went and bought the variety pack, the new ones that M&Ms does, the big bags.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where they mixed peanut butter, and chocolate, and that was a delightful treat. I will say that.
So back to like some weird candies and stuff. Have you ever done like the jelly beans that have like the mystery flavors?
The bean boozled.
Whatever it's called, where it's got like, dog vomit and butter
and
popcorn
baby diapers
and I've never tried that. That's not even something that I'd even want to try.
I'll say this. So I did it because my daughter was 5, Lila, the one who likes terrible candy, and maybe this is why, because she would always pick out stuff like this, and
seeing a pattern.
And so she thought it was fun, and so me, my wife, and her would do those every now and then, those games, and it's fun because it comes with a little board and you play with it, and so for that it's great. It is one of those things though, when you get a bad one, there's nothing coming out of your mouth. Like it's there, that flavor's not coming out. It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's like when I got the baby diaper, I could not stand. Like, get no water, nothing could fix it.
See, I would watch people play that game. I just have no part of it. And so I actually had I was working in an office where there was like 10 women, and I was one of like 3 men. And 2 of the women were pregnant at that particular time. I don't remember if their due dates were like similar to each other or whatever. This is a while ago. But we were at least doing a baby shower for one of them. I don't remember if it was the other. And so they sent the guys to go do some shopping for this baby shower, right? We were going to do it in the office after work.
Okay.
So they sent me to the store, and they had a list of candy bars that they needed me to grab, right? So there was like Twix, Snickers, Butterfinger, like all these different ones, right? Just common ones. And I just had to bring back however many candy bars, and it was no big deal. And so I grabbed the candy bars, I hand them over to the people that are doing the baby shower, right? And I didn't really understand that I guess I was supposed to be at this baby shower. So as I was getting ready to leave, I got the look when you're doing something you're not supposed to do. And there was a pregnant woman that I didn't impregnate that was also giving me the look, like that I was abandoning her in her time of need. So I was forcefully guilt tripped into this baby shower, right? And so what I didn't know is that the 3 guys, or however many guys there were in the office, were the ones that this experiment was going to happen on. But basically, they took baby diapers.
And they put candy bars in it, right?
They put candy bars in them, and then they heated them up in the microwave. And then we had to, like, eat out of the diaper and say what the candy bar was. And here's the thing, dude. Like, that was... I don't care what flavor of candy bar you put in my mouth. It's still the concept of eating shit out of a diaper that I couldn't get past. And so I put my face into a diaper. I take a bite, and I'm instantly like, like I'm about to lose my shit. Yeah. I guess it was funny for everybody else. That's just really not something that I'm into. But have you ever done something like that?
Yeah, I've done the dumb baby shower games and all that. I don't know, I'm one of those people, I can usually look past it. I'm more... Because as you know, as a chef, I'm texture. I've been fed some weird stuff that makes no sense, or like, how did you turn that into that, or how did you really ruin that dish and make this? So I mean, I can usually get past that. I don't really, like if you put a candy bar in a diaper, I think I would just know it's a candy bar and I could just move on with my day and eat it. Yeah, it wouldn't be a problem.
I wasn't able to do that, and that kind of reminds me too, like. You were talking about some weird candy that Lila chooses. Is she into pixie sticks? Remember pixie sticks?
Yeah, she is, and she was into remember how girls like back in the day, and I mean guys did too probably, but back in the day they used to get the fun dips, and then their thumb would be like orange all day.
Yeah,
into those. So she's into a lot of those types of candies. I do have one more for you though.
Okay.
Are you a Twizzler or a Red Vine guy? And I know you said Twizzler pull apart, but like regular licorice.
Yeah, no, I like Twizzlers. Twizzlers much better than Red Vines.
No, so you just like rubber chalk essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's that. Are you a strawberry, black, or a cherry Twizzler?
Cherry.
Okay, I'll give you that. I like black licorice though. Out of all licorice, black licorice is delicious.
So you talked about how you like the chocolate dipped cookie dough, and I kind of like the Reese's Pieces. This weekend, I had a chance to go see a movie in the movie theater, and I had a real quick question for you as far as movie preference goes.
Okay, go.
So no matter what the movie is, no matter the plot, okay, so it could be a comic book movie, it could be a drama, it could be a comedy, whatever, okay? Do you prefer to see a movie with a happy ending, a sad ending, or a realistic ending?
So if it was just happy or sad, I'd say sad. I like downers. I like that scene from Clerks where he explains why Empire's the best because it's just like real life and sad. Like I don't know if you ever see the movie The Road. The ending of that is
I've never seen The Road.
It's so bleak and dark kind of an ending. I mean, it's open ended though too, so it's sort of up to your discretion. But you're just thinking, like in my mind, I'm thinking, oh yeah, that person's like, yep, they're screwed.
Right.
When you threw realistic in there, it gives me a little bit of a curveball because to me, life is crappy. And so, I'm cynical. So it's like, to me, it's already going to be sad. But then again, I realize it just might be crappy and not necessarily sad. So I guess I'm going to go with realistic because even if I'm watching a happy movie, I want I'm one of those guys, like when I watch a movie, if they like trash a room, I instantly think like, who's going to clean that up? Like, and not like the set people, like in the movie, I'm like, that's just a waste of time. Like, why would you do that? It's over the top. Or like when they go to, like when they do something, I'm like, they're going to have to go to court for that. Or the police would do this. Like, actually, we just watched a movie the other night for movie night. We watched Hampstead or something. And the guy's in court. And I'm thinking, there's no way he'd win this. And of course he does. But it was the only time in my life where I'm sitting there going, oh, I hope he wins. Even though I know it's the most unrealistic courtroom thing ever.
Right.
And
well,
side note, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, they're in Britain, and my wife also couldn't take it seriously because in Britain they still wear the wigs in court.
Yeah.
And so that was a hard part for her. She was just like, I can't take this movie seriously because these guys are wearing these. She goes, how is that a lawyer wearing that? I'm like, we're Americans for a reason. Bald Eagle Freedom Party.
So don't get me wrong. I think part of entertainment is to escape reality, right? And so I do think that the escape from reality to have a happy ending, as long as and here's where it's going to get convoluted a little bit, as long as the happy ending is somewhat realistic, like there was a method to get to the happy ending that's at least digestible, I think that that's a good thing. It's not necessarily my preference, but it's something that I do enjoy. I do appreciate a sad ending depending on the context of the movie. We talked about a few episodes ago when we were reading off the synopsis on the back of the movies. I brought up the movie Mask with Cher and Sam Elliott, and I don't remember the guy's name who played Rocky Dennis, but we Eric Schultz. But we talked about that, and it's based on a true story. He dies at the end, but it was a very realistic but kind of a peaceful ending. Like I was okay with that. But the other thing that I do like, I appreciate a realistic ending, and not a slap you in the face ending, you should have known this type of thing. But I do like where the concepts of the movie are not too outrageous, where when the ending comes, it's not necessarily expected, but it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like
when they shot the dog in Old Yeller.
Yes. Okay. Exactly when they shot the dog in Old Yeller. Exactly. I appreciate those. Now, I didn't appreciate that when I first watched Old Yeller because that was pretty sad. But if you look at Marley and Me or, just some other sad movies like that, I do appreciate those endings because I do think that they're realistic. So being that you said that you do like a half, you're not a half full glass, you're not a half empty glass, you're just there recognizing the glass, you're the realistic. I think that you would appreciate the movie that I watched. I watched the movie Stillwater with Matt Damon. Okay. Have you seen the previews for that? Yes. So it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I don't really want to get into it and do that. If the audience would like to watch Stillwater, by all means, go ahead. It's definitely worth the watch. But it made me think. When you and I discussed starting this podcast,
Right.
One of the things that we would do is we would spend hours on the telephone talking about actors and actresses and their favorite movies. And Matt Damon obviously is a pretty big actor. And while I don't think that we're going to stay here for 2-3 hours, I do think that having a conversation on Matt Damon's movies, what are his best movies, might at least be a good little argument we can have. Let's go with Matt Damon's top 5 movies. Okay. And I don't want you to hit your number 1. Let's go in reverse order.
Okay.
But what would you say are his top 5 movies?
So I'm going to go with, and I'm going to give my criteria that I always do. Watchability.
Okay.
What can I throw? Like, my number 1's going to be what can I always throw in? Like, it might not be like highest regarded, but what one do I always want to watch, right? And that's how I rank movies. It's not just that he could act bad in it and I could still like it, right? Number 5 for me is The Informant.
Okay, that's a good movie.
I actually really enjoy that movie. I know it didn't really do very well with a lot of people, but it's based on a true story, and I think he did a very good job of a compulsive liar in that movie. If you've seen it, obviously, but I mean, just how dumb he was, but like also smart at the same time, if that makes sense. And the other thing is how that there's a lot of people in the world like that you might think is an idiot, but they're super smart, or they really are an idiot and they just get away with everything. So number 5 for me is The Informant. What about you?
Okay. So my number 5 is going to be The Martian.
Okay.
And the reason why I like The Martian is because he's basically the main focal point. It's almost like a Tom Hanks with Castaway type thing, where he's the only character that you have a focal point on. Yes, in The Martian there are the other astronauts. There's NASA that's trying to get him home, but the whole storyline reflects upon him and his interaction with the planet that he's on. And I thought it was a really good thing. Now, you talked about your clarification as to what you classify as your, into your top movies. I have 2 things that I'm really basing this off of. Okay. Number 1, it can't be a cameo for me, and it can't be like, as an example, we're talking Matt Damon, so it can't be like Eurotrip when he's up there on stage singing Scotty Doesn't Know, right? He doesn't have a main role, so he needs to have a significant role or a main role in the movie, and it also needs to be entertaining, and so that's where I'm going, and so my number 5 is The Martian. Okay,
yeah, I see that. I'm just going to tell you now, that's not even on my top 5. I think it's a good movie. It would be probably an honorable mention for me.
That's where I'm at with The Informant.
Yeah, see, it's one of those. It's a good movie, but we've talked about it before on this show that I wasn't dazzled like a lot of other people with it, and I read the book too, and I like the book a lot more. But number 4 is Ford versus Ferrari, and it's not just because it's just an amazing movie, and I know Christian Bale steals up, but his acting of the character he played was impeccable. I think that's one of, even though it's not my top, I think it's one of his best acting roles of how well he did a good job.
Your number 4 and my number 4 are identical.
Oh, cool. All right, good.
So there's no argument there.
So the Ferraris all finished in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your number 3?
Here, and this is gonna sound stupid, but I can't pick one, and because there's 2 reasons. I don't really know the difference between all of them, but it's a Bourne movie. any of those Bourne movies. I'm not a spy guy, so I've seen them, and I thought they were good. I think the first one's the Bourne Identity. So I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. There's like 4 of them, and to be honest with you, like they're good. Right. It's kind of like Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible movies to me. They just bleed into each other, and it's more of a franchise. It's like what the Fast and the Furious has done, just not as ridiculous.
But here's the reason it's on my list, B-Word. You could put any of them on in front of me. I'll watch it. I don't nearly know which one it is, which part of the story we're in, but I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, but if I'm going to watch it, it's there's a difference between watching it and actually appreciating it for it to be in your top 5. How do you put Jason Bourne above Ford versus Ferrari?
Because I
Like, what's your justification for that, other than the fact that you're an idiot?
I think the action in it, it's just more of enjoyable. It's more enjoyable movies for me. And honestly,
For fuck's
I
sake.
scratched out something, right? So originally I was going to put any of the Ocean's movies on here.
I would have much rather you
And
done
I
that.
can't though because there's so many other damn people in it. It's almost like he's a cameo.
Oh, Jim.
So that's what happened here, viewer.
Well, we're gonna. This.
What's your
I
three?
don't know if I want to play this.
Oh,
game
shut
anymore.
up! But tell me yours. This is why we talk for hours because you don't like my opinions, and my opinions are pretty valid actually. So what's your stupid?
No, they're
number three?
invalid. My number 3 is Stuck on You.
Oh my god, that's just see this game he's in. That is god awful. That is
It's hilarious.
No, stupid.
It's hilarious.
It's stupid.
It's such a good movie.
Stupid.
It's such a good movie. And here's the reason why. Okay, so for those that don't know what Stuck on You
don't
is,
wanna
basically
know.
it's Greg Kinnear. It's Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon, and they're stuck like literally like next to their ribs.
Siamese
or Siamese
twins.
twins. But here's the best part of it. Like you start out and Greg Kinnear's getting some booty, right? And like Matt Damon's sitting there like typing on his laptop, right, with a little shade or next to him or whatever, like a what do they call it, like a curtain, right in between them, so he's not seeing anything. And then Greg Kinnear peeks through the curtain and says, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah 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 blah. And Matt Damon's starting to respond. He's like, "Hey, do you mind getting on your knees real quick? We're gonna flip position." It's funny. It's stupid funny, but it's funny.
The only thing that would have made me probably like that movie is if it would have been him and Ben Affleck. If they would have made them stuck together, I might laugh more at it. But it's no.
Yeah.
And you know me, I don't mind
no,
stupid
I
movies.
love that movie.
Oh, you would.
I love that movie. I will watch that every time it's on TV. It's so funny.
That's what's wrong. You're saying my opinion's dumb. That is just a stupid pick. How is that movie above Ford versus Ferrari for you?
Here's the thing. That movie's above Jason Bourne.
Okay, well that's debatable. But we're both We're both arguing. What we're both saying here, B-word.
So Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are from Boston, right?
Yeah, wicked awesome, yo.
And
movies.
Boston's in which state?
Massachusetts.
What state is Boston in?
Massachusetts.
And what's the abbreviation for Massachusetts?
A masshole.
Like when
you're a damn masshole.
A mass, right? So if we're having a debate and we're in Massachusetts, are we mass debaters?
Oh my god, that is, dude! Stop with your third grade jokes. This is why you love Stuck on You. You like third grade humor.
It is.
It sucks.
Here's
the thing. Here's what we really learned here. Ford versus Ferrari needed to be 3 on both of our lists.
Okay, fair enough.
Number 2, Rounders.
See, Rounders is a good movie. I didn't put that in my top 5.
I could quote that.
Because I do think that there are 2 movies that are better than Rounders, but I love Rounders. Don't get me wrong. Rounders is a fantastic movie.
Because I continue. Give the man his money. He beats me. I mean, I know John Malkovich steals the show in that movie, but I love that movie. And Edward Norton's good in it too, as Worm.
Edward Norton's great in every movie.
Essentially, yes. There's a few debatable there, but probably ones you've never seen. That's a movie I remember the first time I watched it. It was 2004. I was in college, and I went and instantly bought it on DVD, and I watched the shit out of that movie. That's a movie I could throw on all the time. I love it. I think he acts great in it. I mean, it's the epitome of his young, whatever type of haircut he had, and Matt Damon being Matt Damon, but he did a great job. And it's a fun movie. I mean, we're coming from Vegas too. It's about gambling and poker, but it's just a great flick. So I really enjoy Rounders. I'm not going to shit on you for saying Rounders is your number 2 there. And I struggled putting this movie as my number 2. Okay.
And the reason why is because it's more or less a Tom Hanks movie. But I really appreciated Matt Damon's performance in this movie. So again, he had a significant role.
It wasn't a cameo.
And it was entertaining. Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan is a fantastic film. One of my favorite war movies. And I thought the acting from everybody in the movie was stellar. The storyline was great. Matt Damon, for the role that he had, was exceptional. And, like I said, I struggled putting this in the top 5 because it wasn't a quote-unquote Matt Damon movie. But I really, really enjoy Saving Private Ryan. And that's why
it's not on my list, because I didn't think it was a Matt Damon movie. It's a great,
Right.
because that's an amazing movie. I love that movie.
It's a
I can watch
fantastic
that movie a
movie.
lot. But to me, like, I sat and thought about it because, like, I was writing it, and when I'm writing these out when we're talking, I was like, okay, scratch no, okay, scratch no, and it just came down to, his part and role in the film. I didn't think was significant enough to make a list, even though it's an amazing film.
And that's why I said it has to be more than a cameo.
Right.
And for what his role was, it was really good. But again, that's where I candidly, I struggled here. I do have an honorable mention that I'll go into that could very well make
What is
this
it?
top
Tell me.
5. The Departed.
Okay.
And the reason why The Departed didn't make my top 5 is because because that was because of the amount of the cast in the movie.
So me, like Ocean's 11,
you had
or Ocean's 12 or 13.
Yeah, so it had Leonardo DiCaprio, it had Mark Wahlberg, it had Jack Nicholson, it had
Alec Baldwin, it had
Alec Baldwin. I mean, even Charlie Sheen's dad, Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen. I mean, great movie, and candidly, his role in The Departed was a lot larger than Saving Private Ryan.
See,
and so those two were almost interchangeable for me, but I only brought it to 5. So, take that for what it is.
The Departed is my number 1. And there's a few reasons.
The Departed's your number 1?
All-time Matt Damon film.
Really?
Yeah. One, I could watch that movie nonstop. The cast is great. Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio, all that. But there's a few reasons. One, he actually got to be a masshole. He got to be his original Boston self. It's well written, well directed, well acted. But the main thing for me is it's the first time I saw Matt Damon be a bad guy, and he made me want to kill him the whole fucking movie. And because he played it so
he was great.
He was great. And it was one of the
He was
it was
great.
one of those things. He was good on both sides, but like every movie you see Matt Damon, and I'm going to cut Stuck on You out of it, he's almost a hero, or at least somewhat of a likable force. So there's times maybe he's a little bit of a dick, but most of the time you're rooting for him, or at least like I could see the side of him. And this is one of those films, like at first you're like, oh, okay. And then you're like, yeah, no, I don't want this guy. You want to see him go down. Like you want him to get caught.
Right.
And that for me is because that's a change of character for him. That was like a total flip. Like in wrestling, they would call it turn him from face to heel. That was amazing for me to see him do that role. But I could watch that movie nonstop. If any movie's on, like, and I'm flipping through a channel, that's probably one of the ones that I'm always going to watch. So Departed's number 1 for me.
I love The Departed, and eventually I want to get into a conversation with you where we start talking about our best movies in general. We'll save that to a different podcast, but that one would be totally on my list. That one would absolutely be on my list. But the one thing that I want to ask you before I tell you my number 1, and my number 1 you're probably going to guess it already, but do you have an honorable mention?
I would say all the Ocean's films. I think Ocean's 13 more so because I think he did the best job with that fake shitty nose and got to come play more of his character than out of all the films. But I'd say that just because I think he played off everybody well. And so I'd say that because I could watch it, even though Ocean's 12 is, in my opinion, absolute crap. And he was in Ocean's 8. I don't know if you know that, but they cut out his part.
He was in. Wasn't he the post-credit scene?
I don't know. I never watched it. I just know.
I think he was I didn't watch the movie, to be honest with you. But I thought he was in a post.
I heard they cut all his scenes, but I could be wrong. But I mean,
Ocean's
12 is garbage. I guarantee you, Ocean's 8 is probably better than Ocean's 12. Ocean's 12, in my opinion, sucks. But
I would agree with you there.
That would be my honorable mention, I guess.
So my number 1 Matt Damon movie is probably going to be the same number 1 on a lot of people's list. And I really tried not to be cliche in picking this movie as number 1. But the chemistry between Matt Damon and the characters, which include Ben Affleck, which include Robin Williams, is just fantastic. The story is great. I love everything about this movie. Good Will Hunting.
See, and I've never seen it, B-Word.
So this is a movie that you need to jot down and watch one day. I would actually encourage you not to spoil it, because when I first watched this, I mean, I don't even think YouTube was around when I first saw it.
Okay.
And like the big thing on YouTube, if you like Google Good Will Hunting, is you'll find the Robin Williams scene with Matt Damon. So Robin Williams is a counselor, I think. is his role in the movie, and he and Matt Damon are having this discussion, and Robin Williams starts talking about his wife. One of the most funny, most pure scenes that you'll find in a movie. It's absolutely unscripted. It's completely off the cuff, but it makes the movie, and just the bond between those two was really, really good. So is Stuck on You in your worst Matt Damon movies?
So I have Terrible 2. I want to ask you this.
Okay.
Terrible 2, number 1 is Stuck on You.
Oh,
so that's pretty obvious.
Wow.
Here's the reason. I had high hopes for that B-word. I was so excited to go see that movie.
I had no hopes for it.
Because I like the Coen brothers wrote it, right?
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah, the Farley brothers.
Sorry,
the Farley
brothers. The Farley brothers. Yeah.
Who did Dumb and Dumber? Mm-hmm. So I had such high hopes, and then I watched it. It's the Farley brothers, and then I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And I hate it. Number 2 is All the Pretty Horses.
I never watched that movie.
Don't. It's stupid. It's absolute. It's just bad. Don't like it.
Okay, fair enough.
What are your worst 2? Matt
My
Damon
terrible
films?
2 for Matt Damon is so I saw this one a couple years ago. I thought the plot looked really good. Until I actually watched it, and it was a fucking terrible movie. Downsizing. Did you watch that movie?
Oh yeah, I saw the plot and then I heard it was terrible and I just refused to watch it.
It was an absolute waste of time. There was like no redeemable qualities in the movie that would make me want to watch it again. It was terrible.
Okay.
And the other one is Syriana.
Don't even know what that is.
Syriana was a Matt. What's it? Actually, to be honest with you, I wrote it down, thinking that I knew. But now that I actually wrote it down, it might be a different movie. That
fail.
So
what a fail.
No, it's a different movie. Is it Elysium?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's Elysium. So Elysium. Sorry, I wrote down Syriana. I meant Elysium. So basically, here's so the film takes place between both a ravaged Earth and a luxurious artificial world.
I know. Yeah.
Called Elysium. Yeah. Okay, and basically it's this post-apocalyptic movie that he's in. I hated that movie. It was such a terrible movie. So my apologies for those of you that like Syriana. I wrote down the wrong movie, but Elysium is my one there.
So you asked me, so I got a little side one for you. The final Matt Damon thing. What is his best like cameo or moment where he's not really in the movie, but in the movie? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like his best cameos.
I have 2.
Okay, me too.
All right,
I know one.
I liked when he played Loki.
I knew you were going to say that.
in Ragnarok. I thought that was pretty funny. Well, did he? Yeah, he was Loki. And then the other one is going to be in Eurotrip. Scotty Doesn't Know, when he's up on stage singing Scotty Doesn't Know in front of Scotty, and what's her name? Who was she was
Fiona.
Yeah, Fiona.
Fiona and me. In the song.
She did her.
No, Scotty Doesn't Know is one of
birthday.
mine. Yeah, that's one of mine. Did you know also, just side note before I give you my number 1 on that, that he also played Loki in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
No.
Yeah, so check that out. That's on there. But my number 1 is Team America World Police.
Yeah, I can
Matt
see that.
Damon. That's my favorite Matt Damon moment.
That was such a weird movie.
I love it. I went to see it in the theaters when I was in college. I was so excited.
It was such a weird movie.
It was such a
like
great
it wasn't a
movie.
terrible movie, but it was just such a weird
It's
movie.
amazing.
It was like Mr. Rogers meets South Park. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was by the South Park guys,
Yeah.
man. It was amazing.
Yeah. So
Right.
so in one of our introductory episodes, we had a little game that we played called Baby Mama Ex-Wife for One Night Stand. Do you remember that?
Which I'm going to rename for us to make it easy.
Okay. What are we renaming it to?
B.Ex.O.
So B.E.X.O.
Yes.
Okay.
So Baby Mama B.X.X.E.X. and then O for one night stand.
B.Ex.O. B.Ex.O. All right. So the Bleach Bros B.Ex.O. This is the reintroduction of Bleach Bros B.Ex.O. So you and I again pulling the screen or pulling the curtain back. I was going to say pulling the carpet back, but that would actually reignited a different conversation.
We already talked about bushes. Yeah.
So we knew that we wanted to get back to a game in this podcast. And so I know for a fact that we came up with a good list of scenarios for B.Ex.O, right?
Right.
And the category, you want to explain a little bit what the category is?
Yeah, so the category is 2000 sitcoms, like ones that were big, but the thing that you could do, because you can't just say, oh, anything from 2000 this, like, for example, Friends counts because it started in 97 or 94?
I think it started in 95, but it could be 94.
Whatever, and it ended in 2004, 2005, so it was 10 years, right?
Right.
So that counts because that's in the 2000s. It's in that era. I'm just trying not to pick stuff that was too old in the 90s and nothing before that and nothing that was like way after 2010. I mean, stuff can trickle into now or 2017 and stuff, but I tried to pick stuff within, a range of like when we were a certain age group going through junior high, high school to college of shows that we would watch.
Okay.
So,
well, then I guess I misinterpreted that because I think I do have some shows that are from the 90s exclusively.
that's fine.
However, regardless, so the categories are baby mama, which means that each of us are going to give each other 3 actress names, and we have to determine if we're going to make that actress a baby mama, if we're going to make that actress an ex-wife, or if we're going to make that actress a one-night stand, correct?
Correct. And I'm going to start first.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to be nice out the gate. Well, sort of nice. Number 1 is Jennifer Aniston from Friends.
Okay.
Number 2 is Allison, is it Hannigan?
Oh, yeah.
From How I Met Your Mother. The flute girl from American Pie.
Okay.
Better way to know her. And then Doris Roberts from Everybody Loves Raymond. Raymond's mom.
That's
I knew you would get all
funny.
excited when I said Jennifer Aniston. You're like, okay, and then the other one, flute girl, okay, and then Doris Roberts. Like, really?
That's
Thanks, Jake.
funny. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. While I have on my list some women that I think you're probably gonna, kind of turn your head at, I didn't put any like Doris Roberts on there, nor did I put any like Rosie O'Donnell. So this might get interesting. Okay, so baby mama, I'm gonna go with. Oh shit. Okay, so baby mama, I'm gonna go with Allison Hannigan.
I was gonna say, no matter what, that kid's coming out ugly. So just
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Allison Hannigan.
Okay.
Justification is American Pie, especially
Yep.
like American Reunion. I thought that she actually portrayed a good mom. She's funny. She's talented. And, that would be fun. Jennifer Aniston is going to be ex-wife. And, I mean, that's like saying...
Because she's used to divorce? Oh.
Yeah. So that's... No, I think just because, like, Kevin Federline can say that he slept with Britney Spears, right, at least twice because she's got 2 kids. So if I have a divorce decree with, Jennifer Aniston, then I at least have proof, One night stand is going to be Doris Roberts.
Good for you, and why?
She'd make me a meal afterward.
Oh, you're getting a big old brisket, boy.
Oh, as long as it's not a sourdough bread, I'm good with it.
Dude. Oh, side note. I know we're already playing, but this is also based on the character in their scenes, so not like them in real life. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if you're picking Jennifer Aniston, you're picking her from Friends. Okay, does that make sense? I should have explained that.
Well, yeah, we probably should have explained that hours ago, but that's okay.
Anyways, okay, so yeah, that's good. I would have picked Doris Roberts to bang too. So
All
don't
right.
worry.
Well, let's go with this one. So we've got Leah Remini, King of Queens.
Oh yeah.
Mariska Hargitay, Law and Order SVU.
Okay.
And then Laura Flynn Boyle from The Practice.
Leah Remy's ex-wife.
Okay.
Because she's a Scientologist and I want out.
No, she's not a Scientologist.
I know. In the show, she's not. So what I'm going to say is she's not nice on the show. She's an absolute nightmare to him. She's mean. If you rewatch that show, she's totally mean to him. Okay.
We're getting kind of deep here, Jake.
She's going to be a mean wife. I don't want her. SVU lady, I'm totally doing one night stand because
of the handcuffs.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. After one night, I don't want to get tracked down, dude. I just want it to be over with and move on. I don't want any evidence or anything. I want to be that drunken one night stand that's gone forever. Okay.
Okay.
And then Lynn Boyle is going to be my baby mama, and I don't know.
Process of
You know
elimination.
why? Here's why. Because I'm rude and I didn't want to say it, but I'm gonna. Because our little kid, I would call our little boil. Because I made a little boil, man. A little boil. It bothers me and I need to pop.
All right.
What is wrong? What is wrong with me?
You're a terrible human. That's why.
I don't care. Okay, so all right. Next one, I'm gonna do Amy Poehler from Parks and Rec.
Oh, fuck.
James Kazermack, right? Or is it Kazmarek? From Malcolm in the Middle, the mom. And Angela Kinsey from The Office. She's the small blonde that gets with Dwight.
She's going to be a one-night stand.
Angela? Okay.
Yeah, because she got with Dwight.
Okay.
Malcolm in the Middle's mom is going to be mom because she was already mom, so why not just make her baby mama anyway?
Yeah, it's easy to impregnate, yeah.
And what was the first one?
Amy Poehler from Parks and Rec, the blonde.
So Amy Poehler is going to be ex-wife.
Why is she ex-wife?
Process of elimination.
Okay.
No real reason, just process of elimination.
My other thing was, you haven't watched Parks and Rec, right?
I've seen Parks and Rec.
Okay.
I didn't watch it exclusively. Like I've seen The Office, a couple times, and I've watched Parks and Rec a couple times, but I've never really gotten into either one of them.
See, I wish you did, because that's a debate I get with people. Like, I love The Office. I liked Parks and Rec. I watched them both all the way through. But like, some of my friends argue with me that Parks and Rec is way better, and they're wrong. But, okay, that one was quick and easy, quick and painless, like ripping off a Band-Aid. So okay.
All right, so to keep in the Parks and Rec vein, I'm gonna go with Aubrey Plaza. Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy. Do you know who she is?
I do, the Asian.
Okay, and Allison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother.
Allison Hannigan. She was the which character is she?
She's
on
the flute girl.
Oh, Allison. Yeah, I picked her. That's why I was confused. Allison Hannigan's one night stand. I know she's gonna be a freak. Aubrey Plaza is my baby mama because I want to have that like weird relationship where I can have a chance to keep hitting it even afterwards. Like, like you've been there and she still loves you because you're a parent. And
you guys are going through a little bit of a dry spell. And
yeah, it's not like the ex-wife thing where she just despises me and it's never a shot.
Right.
This is like we probably just had a kid too young and you still want to bang every now and then because it's comfortable. And the last one's my ex-wife just because that mainly all I cared about was Aubrey Plaza.
So Sandra Oh's your ex-wife.
Sandra Oh's my ex-wife. I mean, yeah, she's a doctor. I'm gonna get money.
There you go.
That's all about that money, baby.
All right.
Or I'm gonna do one. You're gonna really hate me for this.
I feel like I was really nice in these rankings compared to the last time.
It's not because I'm mean.
I didn't give you Whoopi. I didn't give you Rosie O'Donnell. And here I am getting Doris Roberts.
Yeah, but here's why you're going to hate me, because it goes down a thing that you like to make fun of me about. So you get Lois Griffin from Family Guy.
Oh, God, dude. We're doing animated ones?
You are. I'm not. You are.
Oh, son of a bitch.
This was my surprise. You get Leanne Cartman from South Park. And Amy Wong from Futurama. And I'm only doing this to you as a middle finger back to you, B-Word, for all the times you make fun of me with Lola Bunny and the duck.
Okay, but these are animated, and they're also not
two of them.
I mean, they're also not animals.
That's true, but it's still animated. I thought you would not enjoy this part.
So what's the third one again? So I have Lois Griffin, I have Cartman's mom, and then what's the other one?
And Amy Wong, the Asian girl from Futurama.
Goodness. I'm going to go with Amy Wong because I do have a thing for Asian women. So she's going to be the one night stand.
Okay.
I got to go with Lois's ex-wife. For the same reason that you chose Aubrey Plaza, just in case there's a dry spell and you have a chance. And then I'm going to go with Cartman's mom as ex-wife.
Oh, I thought you chose Lois Griffin as ex-wife. You meant baby mama?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. If I said that, I meant Lois's baby mama.
Yeah, because nobody wants to have a little Cartman. You would have a Cartman.
No, I would end up with a Cartman. That's for sure.
Yeah, you would. A little fat, angry little fuck. Laura Prepon from That 70s Show.
Okay.
She's Donna. Caitlin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
and Kalita Smith from the Bernie Mac show. So that was Bernie Mac's wife on the show.
Okay, so I'm definitely doing Baby Mama with Bernie Mac's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I know. Oh.
I would be all in that every time I could. I'm just flat out gonna tell you that's awesome. What were the other two?
Okay. I like how sometimes we're one track mind. It's like I can't wait to hit that. Who else is here?
Exactly.
Caitlin Olsen from Sunny in Philadelphia, the crazy blonde, and Laura Prepon from that '70s show, Donna.
Okay, so Crazy Blonde from that's It's Always Sunny is going to be One Night Stand, and Donna's going to be ex-wife.
Okay.
Okay, Jake, so I've got another one for you. I've got Blake Lively from Gossip Girl, Jessica Alba from Dark Angel, and then Hilary Duff from Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, I'm picking Hilary Duff.
Really?
I like a woman thick. I like a woman like a milkshake. They gotta be a little bit thick too. You gotta have some chunk. You gotta have some everything to hang on to.
You like a strawberry right in the bottom?
I do. I do not like, dude, I don't like this thin-ass Paris Hilton shit. I like a woman that has some curves and stuff to hang. Dude, she seems like a ball of fun and not just no pun intended.
All right. So she's baby mama, Hilary Duff.
She's baby mama. Yeah, because here's why, too. I'm going to fail making a baby the first few times just so I can hump more. Like, I'm going to pull out. I'm just going to totally screw it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like when when a girl's like, hey, like my wife, like, hey, let's get pregnant. It's like, well, I don't want to do it the first time. I like practice.
Right.
I want to bang like 30 times before that kid even gets in there. Okay, so then Jessica Alba is my ex-wife.
Okay. Is it because she has the kind
no,
of company
it's
or
because
the good
we're
company or what?
It's because we're best friends and you won't leave me the fuck alone about my wife because you're obsessed with her. That's why. Because you would be at my house all the time, and I love you, B-word, but you'd be like, oh, do you know who you're married to? Yeah, I know I'm married to her. I'm married to her right now. She's right here.
Oh my god.
And then somehow, because you I don't know, B-word, you amaze me. You always pull fucking tens, dude. And I know we're a 10 together, but you'd pull Jessica Alba from me somehow. You'd find some way. Not that you're a sneaky bastard, but she would fall in love with you.
I would.
Like, you wouldn't even be trying.
I would be a sneaky bastard if you were with Jessica Alba. Not even.
And I would lose her. So yes, that's why she's my ex-wife. Probably because she left me for your ass.
So okay? Blake Lively's going to be your one night stand?
Oh yeah, because it's her and Ryan Reynolds got in a fight, and she was gossiping with some girls, and I banged her while he was filming Deadpool 3, and because I told her how excited I was, and then I'm actually afraid he's going to kill me now, so I got the fuck out of there.
All right. Very good.
I banged her. All right, I got one more for you.
Okay.
I wrote down more, but I'm gonna do this last one, and this one actually is just going to be really nice. I was going to do a really mean one, but I changed my mind. So, Sarah Kalk, like we did earlier with Scrubs.
Okay.
Blonde. Jenna Fisher from The Office.
Okay.
And Colby Smulders, is it Smulders?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Colby Smulders from How I Met Your Mother, or as you would know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. So Colby is going to be my baby mama.
Okay.
I just get a kick out of her, man. Like,
well, see, I thought you were going to say because then you could have the show in real life, How I Met Your Mother.
Right? Oh, wouldn't that be funny? And then, okay, so Sarah, and it's Chalk, or how do you?
Sarah Kalk. I don't know.
Kalk. Okay, whatever. Yeah. She would definitely be my ex-wife for sure. Okay. Just because, I think that you want to. I think that not everybody's Britney Spears, where you have like a 90-minute marriage, right? So you'd actually enjoy some good time, and hopefully it didn't end on bad terms. Maybe we'd screw apart, right? And so, who was the third one?
Jenna Fisher, Pam from The Office.
Oh, so Pam's gonna be my my one-nighter, I guess, right?
I'll give you this part because I don't know, like when you watched a little bit of The Office, you said, did you only watch like one season or did you watch like throughout?
I've watched bits and pieces throughout.
Pick the season beginning or end of the show that Jenna Fisher that you're banging.
I don't know. I've never paid that close. She
develops very well in this show.
Oh, okay. Does she get educated?
Well, I mean, she's always been educated.
Oh, okay. Does she have assets?
Like she always has assets. Like when like I don't know, when there's more production value, like everything just goes up. The cameras are better, her hair gets better, everything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, let me give you one more.
Okay.
And I was going to be nice to you, but you've been kind of an asshole.
Fuck you.
So I'm going to give you Melissa Joan Hart. Clarissa Explains It All. Let's see. I'm going to give you Gillian Anderson from the X-Files.
Oh, yeah. Scully?
And Scully, yeah. And Courtney Cox from Friends.
Ugh.
I know.
Courtney Cox before she got assets or after?
Courtney Cox from Friends.
She got assets in the middle of Friends.
No, I don't think Courtney Cox has ever gotten assets. She got education in the middle of
education's
Friends.
I meant. Yeah. She got education to the middle.
Yeah, and that's your preference.
I confuse your booby subies.
Yeah, booby subies education. So, audience, if you are educated, it means that you're top heavy. If you have assets, it means you have a good rear end.
This sucks.
I know. You're welcome.
Melissa Joan Hart is ex-wife just because I want to get rid of her.
You know that she has a weird eye?
You know that she reminds me of my cousin, so that's why.
Wow. So you just want to one-night stand your cousin?
No, I said I'm gonna ex-wife her. I'm gonna get rid of her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to ex-wife your cousin?
I married her, found out she reminds me of my cousin, and got the hell out of her because I didn't get married in Alabama.
Fair enough. There you go.
Courtney Cox is one-night stand, regrettably.
Okay.
But she'd probably clean up after me, and here's the thing.
She'd vacuum under your bum.
She'd vacuum under my chode.
Speaking of chode.
Here's the thing.
Speaking of chode. Sorry. So the chode is the little piece of skin in between the nutsack and the butthole on a man, right?
Yeah, the little taint, the little gooch nut.
It's called a taint. Yeah. Do you know what that piece is called in a woman?
The flungulum. Don't ask me women's anatomy. I don't fucking know.
Bro, it's called a kazif.
A kazif. Oh.
Because if it wasn't there, all her insides would fall out.
Okay, God, see, I knew third grade humor was coming out because I was sitting there thinking, wow, it really is a kazif. That's weird. No, who came up with that? Dr.
That's
Kazif?
A kazoo.
Oh, my God, dude. You're stupid. You are stupid. You interrupted my stupid story about why I'm begging Courtney Cox for your kazif shit. The other reason is, did you watch Friends when she would go, I know, or whatever? I would my whole goal would be to get her to say that while I'm banging out.
Okay.
So as I'm like banging her from behind, I'd be asking her questions that she knew the answers to.
That's funny.
Just to get her to go, I know, as I'm balls deep. So who was the...
Oh, Scully.
Scully. Totally baby mama.
Really?
I want to be... Yeah, dude, I want to see if an alien comes out. I do. We are not alone, bro. We weren't alone when we banged. Mulder was probably watching us like a fucking creeper.
And that's how Californication got started.
Oh, I love Scully, though. Scully's one of those, like, sneaky hots. You know what I mean?
She is a sneaky hot. I'll give you that. She's like the Mariska Hargitay. Like, Mariska Hargitay is kind of a sneaky hot person, too.
Yeah, I'd lick her kazif.
Kazif Liquors United, Union number 1.
Oh, dude, that's a shirt right there. Anyways.
So that was one hell of a B.Ex.O game.
That was fun. I like B.Ex.O, bro. I
think we got to bring
that
B.Ex.O
was really
back.
requested.
I think we got to bring B.Ex.O back a few times, because it's interesting. And actually, for those in the audience, like if you have ideas for genres that you'd like for us to do a B.Ex.O game with, just let us know in the comments because we'll do it for sure.
Somebody's gonna ask all cartoons. I just know it. And you're gonna get so pissed. It's true though.
I'm already pissed at the suggestion.
Furries unite, bro. They do that type of shit.
Well, anyway, man. So that's going to be about the end of the podcast for tonight, Jake. So follow us on all of our socials at Bleach Bros Pod or at Bleach Bros Podcast. Check out our Patreon. Check out our link tree. I promise you, neither one of us are on OnlyFans, but you might actually like some of the merch options that are on our link tree. And with that, Jake, what do you got for us?
Thanks for all the dirty talk, and come back and get sanitized.